So today, Caitlin Clark released a water bottle. Yes, I mean this. A Gatorade water bottle. Since we're impossible to get. Like, I think it's going to be impossible to get. Because this is a water bottle. Not only did it sell out, it was obviously going to sell out. The damn site crashed. The website crashed. The literal website, which was basically there for there to try sell obviously Caitlin Clark's water bottle, the Gatorade website, crashed. And it wasn't some nothing website. It was fucking Gatorade. It was Gatorade. The site crashed. Like, virtual queue for a bottle of Gatorade. Like, if you guys don't know, like, it was literally like, it had a crash website. They literally had it like it was Nike sneakers.
Caitlin Clark released a $20 Gatorade water bottle, limited to exactly 2,200 units, and the website did not slow down, did not glitch, did not struggle to keep up. It completely collapsed under the weight of demand before most people finished loading the page. This was not a Nike flagship store on a Jordan release day. This was not a Supreme drop. This was not a concert ticket presale for the biggest artist on the planet. This was a plastic water bottle with a logo on it, and it broke the internet in under 20 seconds flat.
Going on. Like, we are now in a situation where this Gatorade water bottle was limited to 2,200. And you might be saying, okay, yeah, it's going to be really difficult to get. Which, duh. Anything Caitlin Clark limited to 2,000 is going to be really, really tough to get. Because, again, anything with Caitlin Clark's name on it is like gold dust. We do know that. We know that is something that is happening. And we know in general that like Caitlin Clark merch sells like crazy. And we know, everybody knows, the first batch of the Caitlin Clark shoes.
Gatorade is not a startup operating out of someone's basement with shared hosting and a basic Shopify plan. Gatorade is a PepsiCo subsidiary that has been sponsoring professional sports for over 60 years, and their digital infrastructure is specifically built to handle millions of simultaneous transactions without flinching. The fact that Clark's name attached to a $20 product overwhelmed that infrastructure so completely that they had to deploy a virtual queue system that looked identical to what Nike uses for limited sneaker drops tells you more about her commercial gravity than any endorsement valuation or market research report ever could.
Sneakers. Like, I've never seen anything like that before. A damn water bottle. A damn water bottle crashed the fucking site. Like, it's going to sell out in seconds. There are 2,200 Caitlin Clark fans that will spend $20 on anything that says the word Caitlin Clark on it. Like,
2,200 units disappeared at a rate of approximately 110 sales per second at peak, which means the website was processing over 100 purchases every single second, while thousands more people sat in a digital waiting room watching inventory evaporate before they ever reached checkout. That mathematics is not the behavior of a conventional sports merchandise drop. That is the behavior of a cultural event. And the product itself, a water bottle, was completely irrelevant to the outcome because Clark's name was the only variable that actually mattered to every single person hitting that site.
Like, even you got the likes of Nick Wright and stuff saying, they were like, well, nobody under the age of 35 in basketball is more popular than Caitlin Clark. And he's right. He's absolutely right. Like, I don't think anyone's really going to question that one. Like, under the age of 35, there is nobody, and I mean that when I say nobody, that is more popular than Caitlin. And that includes Wemby, that includes Luka Doncic.
The fan base that produced those numbers has been demonstrating this exact behavior since Clark was still in college at Iowa, when Hawkeyes merchandise started outselling programs with decades more brand recognition and national championship pedigree that Clark's school had never come close to matching. It continued when her WNBA jersey immediately outsold every other player in the league after she was drafted. It showed up every single time a limited Clark product hit the market and vanished before casual observers even processed the announcement. And it showed up again with 2,200 bottles gone in 20 seconds. Nick Wright said publicly that under the age of 35, there is no basketball player in America more commercially popular than Caitlin Clark, and that statement explicitly includes the NBA. It includes Luka Doncic. It includes every young star the league has spent years building marketing campaigns around. That is not a take designed to generate controversy or provoke reaction. That is an honest assessment of where the demand levels actually sit right now. And a Gatorade website lying in ruins on a random Tuesday afternoon is the most concrete possible evidence supporting that position. What makes the timing of this moment genuinely significant is that Clark is not currently playing basketball. The WNBA is locked in a labor dispute, there is a moratorium on player-team activity, and the 2026 season has no confirmed start date while adults argue about revenue percentages and meeting attendance. The commercial engine that crashed Gatorade's website does not require a basketball court to operate. It does not require game highlights or viral on-court moments. It runs entirely on its own momentum, fueled by a fan base that stays engaged regardless of what is or is not happening inside the league's negotiations. That reality should genuinely terrify whatever faction within the Players Association has been using the threat of a canceled season as leverage, because the argument that sponsors and brands lose interest when games stop does not survive contact with the evidence of what actually happened with this water bottle drop. Clark is not playing, the season has not started, no games are being broadcast, and Gatorade's corporate website still went down, which means the commercial gravity she brings to women's basketball is not a seasonal phenomenon that switches off when the court goes dark and the cameras stop rolling. The shoe has not even dropped yet, and the consensus forming among people who pay serious attention to sneaker culture and sports merchandise is already coalescing around a prediction that Clark's Nike signature launch is going to be the biggest product drop the brand executes all year across every category. The reference point being used for scale is that A'ja Wilson's first signature shoe was essentially impossible to obtain at launch, and Wilson is genuinely the best pure basketball player in the league, but Clark's fan base operates at a categorically different scale of demand that those numbers simply cannot prepare anyone for. Clark is also reportedly highly selective about which brands actually get access to her name. Not every company that wants the commercial firepower she represents receives it, and that strategic pickiness is precisely why every product launch associated with her carries the weight of genuine endorsement rather than indiscriminate commercial opportunism. When a name is carefully curated and attached only to things that align with a specific image, each new product launch becomes an event rather than a transaction, which is exactly why 2,200 water bottles generated more legitimate sports media conversation than most actual basketball games produce on a regular Tuesday. The economy is genuinely difficult right now. Discretionary spending is under real pressure across wide segments of the population, and the conventional logic of consumer behavior would suggest that an environment like this makes it harder to sustain the kind of frenzied purchasing that crashes major corporate websites over $20 items. And yet, the bottles were gone in 20 seconds. The secondary market activated before most people knew the drop had happened, and the resale listings appeared immediately, which tells you that the motivation driving Clark's fan base is not rational consumer logic, but emotional investment that economic headwinds simply cannot touch the way practical purchases respond to financial pressure.